Castlevania is a surprise. NERDSoul. Late Ill Kid at One Youngster holding it down, bring you that Street Geek and NERDSoul. What is up, my people, today? Oh yeah, we about to get into another wonderful episode of Thumbnails. And today, I ain't gonna waste y'all time. Happy Monday. A little bit of house cleaning, if you will. Like the NERDSoul shirt. Me too. You need to check out shop.thatnerdsoul.com because it's 15% off everything this week. Oh yeah. So, let's talk about some Castlevania. That's right, the Netflix show that's been based on the Konami series. It's been a while. It's been out for, I believe, 2 weeks, maybe 3. So it's time for, for us to review this thing and get all up in it. So what I like the most is the imagery. We really get to see some stunning shots in this. There's some great, just like poster like painting, panels in this joint, or different like framing shots in this that really work well. I love the story at the beginning with Dracula meeting Lisa. The way she kind of like appealed to his humanity, if you will. Their relationship, at least the small amount that we saw, was very innocent, intriguing, and budding, if you will. And of course, Dracula loses Lisa to a very, very corrupt church that we're going to get into later. But I really think that we should have seen more of that. I really love their relationship. Like when they first met each other, the way she's kind of like talked to him and the way he talked to her, the way that I guess she just treated him like a person. And I know Dracula was probably always treated as, this monster, this killer, and people were afraid of him and they wanted to stone him or whatever they wanted to do. But she looked past all that and said, you are you're a human being, or, well, he's not a human being, but you're someone, you're a person, man. I'm going to treat you with respect. And I think that's something that really shows the humanity of Dracula. Sadly, of course, they jump 20 years in the future and we find out that, how should we say, the people in the town of, or the city or the country of Wallachia, I believe, they weren't too happy. Yeah, they weren't too happy with Lisa and her science, because she wanted to learn from Dracula how to kind of become a great doctor. And they called it witchcraft, man, and burned her at the stake. And we really, the great thing about this scene is that we really see Dracula's power in this scene. Like, dude is like otherworldly. I mean, you see his face turn into the fire builds, it grows, he creates like a fire tornado. There's all kinds of like explosions and glass breaking. Like, he is just a force of nature. And, Vlad is he's hurt, you know what I'm saying? And he ends up, of course, giving them a year. You got a year to get out of town. After that, I'm killing everybody. And usually with a threat like that, you would run. No, not these people. Because the church comes in and it's like, nah, you can't leave. You're protected. As long as you pray to God, you ain't got to worry about, Dracula and all this stuff. And they're very, very, very corrupt. Because they put these people in the most harm's way. And it starts off a year later where dude comes back. He's like, yo, I told y'all to leave, but y'all ain't listen. And he makes it rain blood. And when I say rain blood, I ain't talking about a trickle. Like, this joint is crazy. The amount of like plague-like, just the way it's depicted is some great artistry. And speaking of artistry, let's go on and get into that, shall we? The animation, notwithstanding a couple of parts, is really fresh. Like, the character design is very anime infused, and just like the movements of the characters is very slick and robust, at least in the action scenes. There are some times where it does seem like some corners were cut, but this, they put some time and some care into this. Like, Konami, they stepped their game up in the product that they put out. So much so that they've already greenlit, like the first day it came out, they greenlit a second season. Now, of course, we're going to use season loosely because there's only 4 episodes, which is kind of like a movie cut into 4 pieces. But, you know, this animation depicts very well like the speakers or Trevor, you know, Belmont, and these characters of the church that are there's evil hiding behind the skin. And they do an amazing job of showing that when they're far away, they look like normal people, and when they close in, they're just so dark, and there's so many lines in their face, and their face is almost contorted. But before we get into contortions and demons and all kinds of crazy stuff, let me remind you, you can find me on Black Hollywood Live. That's right, the first online network for African Americans. So dope. You can find celebrity interviews, after shows, sports talk, geek, nerd, tech, and all that at blackhollywoodlive.com. And once you check that out, don't forget to peep them out daily with the live streams on youtube.com/blackhollywoodlive. So back on them demons, it seems that demons were just running over town after town. And the church isn't trying to help their people. They're literally trying to place them in harm's way to use, I guess, the killings as a reason to justify what they're doing to like the speakers and all kinds of other groups, and also to boost themselves as we're the only people that can save you. Whether it's the archbishop or the bishop in this town. And even when the bishop of the town speaks to a demon, he's like, you guys aren't, you know, God isn't here in this house. This house is empty. You guys have done so much evil. You brought us here, you know, and he's like, I want to kiss you. And that kiss, you don't want that kind of kiss. So besides the amazing fight scenes with Trevor, you know, moving along through the city, either whether he's fighting the townspeople or fighting the bishops and the pastors or whatever, we also see a very cool scene when they first meet Autocard, kind of saying, you know, are you the sleeping soldier? Are you the one that's supposed to be like the savior, or are you some regular vampire? And when you see these fight scenes, the way he's using the whip, the way Autocard has like the sword and it's extremely long, there's a lot of fun to have in this. You know, so notwithstanding some choppy animation from here to there, some shortcuts with the mouth movements, I think there's a lot here to get into. And apparently Netflix thinks so as well, with a season 2 on the way. So I'm very excited to see how this plays out in the next season. Hopefully we'll get a better production value. Hopefully, you know, like the lip sync and all that stuff will be much different. But as far as like the dialogue here, the, you know, the character design, a lot of the sets and backgrounds and stuff, we've got a very good show. So my question to you is, what were your favorite parts of Castlevania? Like, this is the first season, which was kind of like a movie cut into 4 parts. What was your favorite episode? What was your favorite part? Who was your favorite character? Holla at me. I'm going to holla at you down in them comments. But before you go, let me remind you to hit up ThatNERDSoul.com. That's right. Check me out. All my videos there, from the oldest, newest, latest, greatest, and all that. Then hit up shop.thatnerdsoul.com and pick yourself up a t-shirt, player. And don't forget one for them playettes. Then come back here, like, comment, subscribe, and share that Nerd Soul. That's right. There's no better way that I can tell you, like what you are watching. And my shout outs always: LA, what up? VA, what up? RVA, you got my heart. And please, yo, be good to yourselves. Be good to each other. And if the demons are coming, run for cover. All right? Just run. Get up out of there. Peace.